Hello, Pharma Life family.
Hi, family.
How you doing?
We're in the spa.
We're in the spa. I don't think you've ever, any of you, we've never done a video in here,
In the
have we?
spa, not really.
No. But I'm really excited to introduce.
The spa.
Yeah, well, first of all, just a couple little things. Those of you know, Pharma Life family, I love sound, right? And so we got a gong donated to us that runs all 7 frequencies of the 7 chakras of the body. It's beautiful. When people come down here for retreats, we gong them up really good, or they have private gong baths. And then over here you've got your 7 chakra Tibetan singing bowls. They correspond to the separate frequencies of each body. So if someone's in here and I'm giving them a private bowl bath, I'll just lay the bowl on their body and hit it. And if there's an area or a blockage in a certain area, the sound will open it up. As we all know, sound is light, and light is sound. And a lot of you know that I'm kind of a crazy sun gazer, right? I really love to stare at the sun. It's a passion of mine. People ask me, why do you do it? For enlightenment, for this, that, and the other. I don't do it for any of that. I do it because I really, really enjoy staring at the sun and what it's brought me, right? And the things, the gifts that it's brought me. It's been such an amazing thing. Having said that, a lot of people do not like to do it, right? They don't. It's too bright. It's a standing meditation. It's uncomfortable, or there's a lot of fear around it. Oh my God, if I do this, then I will go blind. So, having said that, we are love and light. You've always heard that. You're love and light, man. But we really are. We're a light frequency. We are a frequency of light, or we wouldn't just be talking about, look over here, look at this prayer flag, everybody, Pharma Life family. We are the colors. Have you ever seen a rainbow before? Well, when you stare at a rainbow, you're staring at yourself. Your spectrums of light. That's really all you are. Now, how can I get this to people? And so it was really cool because there's gadgets out there, right, Pharma Life family? There's a million gadgets out there, and there's a lot of snake oil out there. You know, you'll spend thousands of dollars on buying a gadget. Oh, this is going to heal my back. But it doesn't. It doesn't. You spend like $2,000 and it does nothing, right? Instead of connecting to nature, which is really what we teach here. However, having said that, along the predominances of air, water, earth, and sun and light, right, I've got a few little gadgets that really help. And this one, I love intuition. When something happens and you're guided. So I'm sun gazing one day, right? And I posed the question in my meditation, how can I get more light in my clients? And literally, it was like I got swept back to the house. I went online, computer's good for these things, and I typed in light system. And Tree of Life Tech showed up. And this is this little gadget that I'm behind right now. It's called a gem light rack from treeoflifetech.com. And they're amazing, amazing people. First of all, we're the Farm of Life, and they're Tree of Life Tech. So it's pretty close, right? That's one thing that I really like about them. Second thing is, they're really interested on transforming the minds, bodies, and spirits of people. Using not only spirituality, but also science. And this is a machine that's been derived out of science and spirituality from this website, which is really cool. And it's very similar to staring at the sun, because when you stare at the sun, you're staring at all 7 spectrums of light in one go, but that can be extremely intense. This gets it, all 7 spectrums of light, with a flash or pulse electromagnetism. And so, let's show it a little bit. I'd like to kind of demonstrate it a little bit. And with our demonstrations, we have 3 of our amazing staff. We've got, let's introduce them. We've got Jamie.
That's Jamie. She's our chef.
Great head chef. We have Lacey, chefing as well. And we have Sarah, who's an amazing, amazing greenhouse person. She's got a thumb. Both her thumbs are green. Look at her thumbs.
Oh my God.
They're green. They're green. The girls have been really amazing this year, and their service to the farm has been unbelievable. So thank you, first to start. But having said that, like I'm always excited about these things. So I told the girls
Turn it on.
about the gem rack, and I was like, try it, just try it. Now, I use this. Can you see everybody? It's pulsing flashes of light, so you can all see it right now. You can see them. Yeah, you can see them working.
And the last one's red. 7 chakras, 7 colors.
Right. And let me explain Let me explain a little bit about this first before we get the girls to come in. I'll explain a little bit about what it's doing as you just saw it. Number one, it's pulsing frequencies of light corresponding to each of the 7 chakras. So you lay on the bed, right? Let's have someone lay on the bed. Who wants to lay on the bed? Jamie? Jamie's
Sure.
up. Jamie looks good. She's done her hair and makeup.
Other way, hon. Put your head on the other side.
Yep, we're going around the other way this time. Yep, this is the crown chakra bowl.
Ooh, we're switching it up. Oh, keeping me on my toes.
So, whether I'm doing a Reiki session, I've added this into my light work or Reiki sessions, however you want to call it. I do this in conjunction with that, so you're using it at the same time. However, you don't even need it. You just come down here, and the 3 girls have come down here numerous times, and they've used it without me putting my hands on them at all. And so it'll give you, the viewer, an unbiased opinion, because this thing really does work. And again, it's flashing at all the different frequencies of light. So step 1 is light therapy, very similar to sun gazing, but this is very easy and very relaxing and very safe to use. Step 2, if you'll see that there's crystals. There's 3 crystals in each cup. And I know Jody just showed the cups. So it has 3 different Marcel Vogel cut crystals. Now, why is Marcel Vogel more important than another person? Because there's many crystals that are out there. Marcel Vogel was the first IBM scientist to ever put quartz crystals in computers, right? And so what do crystals do? They store, amplify, and cohere. They make everything nice and tight, the molecules and atoms, to an organism or wherever it is it's drawing its attention to, right? So when you come in to a light therapy session, the light hits these crystals. So each frequency of light stores, amplifies, and coheres the energy, right? And so the way the crystals cut, there's a female and a male end in a Marcel Vogel cut crystal, right? And so when the light hits the female end, it goes down and the light starts to bend into the male end and create sort of like a laser. Now in each one of these crystals, Jody, can you come up and show these crystals again? So there's 3 crystals, and on the end you can only see the male end, but on the other side of this is the female end, which is a much thicker side. And as it hits the female end, the light grabs the crystal, right? And it's very important that you state an intention too whenever you do this, right? Because crystals store, amplify, and cohere energy, right? And so crystals store your thoughts. They store an intention. So when someone comes in to do a practice, they set an intention. And as they look at these crystals, right, the intention's going to start getting picked up by the quartz crystals. So the light hits the crystal, comes through the female end, hits the male end, and it forms like a laser. And then it goes in, as it's pulsing, you see it flashing. It's pulsing an energy or a frequency in the body. Cohering.
So behind this plate, if you were to remove it, there are 3 big crystals.
There's 3 very large crystals, and that's what we're talking about with the female end. So that's what crystals do. And with this gem light rack, it's going through light. And so light is hitting each one of your specific chakras, opening you, opening you, opening you. So as it's opening you and tightening up all of your molecules and atoms, it's healing your physical experience and relaxing you. It's cleansing your mind, so it's getting you out of the monkey mind. And then in many cases, it will take you into a dream state or a psychedelic state, which is really cool. And that's just this little gadget. And I've done maybe, 17 or 20 light rides already, and the results have been absolutely amazing. So in this machine, it's sort of 1 in 3. You're getting light therapy, which we just saw. You're getting quartz crystal therapy, and with all the gems infused in each of the crystals, the gems, the gold tips, all of these crystals, and I'll show you outside external Marcel Vogel crystals here in a second, a whole different shape. But Tree of Life Tech infuses diamonds, rubies, sapphires. So in each one of these chakras, in between the crystals, infused in each crystal, are also gems and rubies and sapphires and essential oils, flower essences that all correspond to each of the 7 chakras. And so that information through light is now being driven into the body with light therapy, with crystal therapy, and as it's pulsing, pulse electromagnetic frequency therapy. So with those 3 things happening at once, this creates a field around the body, strengthening the field, the auric field of the human body. And it starts to heal you, mind, body, and spirit. So that's what this thing does. Now, Jamie,
She's fading.
here, yeah, we're gonna,
treatment right now. This is
yeah, I know. We're gonna sit Jamie up here for a second, and she's gonna talk a little bit about. It's really easy to use. It's just this is just a wrap, by the way. And I want to thank Tree of Life Tech for I have a good relationship with them now. They're a really great little family over there and what they're doing, because I think the crystals and the research that they have behind this is really solid, and a lot of people could use this and heal. You know, now if you're a Reiki practitioner out there or a light worker, you can use this in conjunction at the same time as you lay your hands or you're working on a client on the massage table. The results, I can tell you truly, are magical with the use of this while you're doing your Reiki work or light work or whatever it is that you're doing, or even sound therapy. But you can use it completely alone. And so to get an unbiased opinion, the three ladies here have used it alone. And Jamie, like, what has been your experience with using the light rack?
Well, even just now, lying down for demonstration purposes, like I feel like I can feel all my energy kind of running through my body. It definitely pulls things up, I think. So just in that, few minutes, I could just feel kind of like myself opening and all the energy rising and pulsating through my body. But then the other 2 times I think I've been on this rack just by myself, and it gets pretty crazy up in the kitchen, and so I tend to be all over the place and very hectic. And if I come down here and I lie on the table and I lie underneath the light rack, I just zone out. It's amazing how easily and quickly I'm able to fall into a meditative state. Sometimes I'll fall asleep, sometimes it'll be like a really deep dream state, but I do think this thing packs a serious punch. I just think it really mellows you out. I think it does what it needs. Like right now it felt like more energizing, but usually for me when I come down here it's very I can just let go.
Or relaxing. Yeah. Whatever you need, it does. Yeah. It's really...
And I feel super balanced after, very even keel, which is awesome.
Right, and you had mentioned going into sometimes maybe a dream state. Well, we know the dream world, I'll pose the question out to you. What's more real? What happens in the dream world or what we're in right now, me talking to you? Which one created the chicken or the egg, right? I personally believe that the dream world is more real than the world we're in right now. And so the dream world can give you a lot of insight, right? As for how to move forward with your life in this consciousness state that we're in right now. So, Jamie, thanks. That's great. Now some other, now some other
Who's next?
Great opinions on this.
Hop on in.
Lacey. So Lacey's used it a bunch, without energy work at all. So please, what's been your experiences?
Yeah, like Jamie said, I find the light rack to be really relaxing. So that's almost at the most subtle level that you can come down and take 15 minutes and lie on the table and just feel your body completely relax and enter more of a meditative state.
Yeah.
But at a deeper level, I've actually done a meditation through the chakras. So I would focus my energy on each chakra, starting at the root, going up to the crown. And I find that I can feel releases on certain areas or any blockages being released. So that's pretty neat to do.
Absolutely.
Just with lights. And for me, it's like taking a shavasana or doing a yoga nidra, but it just drops you into that zone immediately. So you definitely feel really energized and refreshed, yet relaxed at the end of the session. So thank you to Tree of Life Tech for this beautiful creation. Oh
yes.
And one last thing is that I find that even though you're really relaxed, you still stay in a really lucid and conscious state. So for me, I find I lose all body outline of the physical body, but I definitely can still feel conscious throughout the entire process. So the physical body really gets to relax, but you're still staying really alert.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sort of going into a 0 point state, right?
Yeah.
Down to a deep, deep, deep meditation. And that's where a lot of healing can take place.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lacey. Now we have Sarah,
Hey.
two green thumbs. She's going to
I
talk to us a
know.
little bit about her experience.
Yeah, I would echo completely what Jamie and Lacey had said. I've used the table a few times on my own, had the chance to use it with Brian doing Reiki over me, and then at home had the experience of just Reiki separate without the use of the crystals, and just a tremendous, that's a word, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's a tremendous difference. It just drops me in sort of immediately if I'm down here on the light table by myself. I find that like my mind gets to that quiet state just within a few moments. But not really in an addictive way when I do my own meditations and I'm like seated down at our house, because I have kind of that that physical experience that the light rack helps me with, and I'm able to drop down quicker too when I'm on my own outside of this. I could really, I like personally kind of have a lot of blockages like right around here that for some reason formed over the last year. And I can really feel it opening up a whole lot with the use of the light rack. And then when Brian was doing Reiki over me, it was just this free flow that I really hadn't experienced in a very long time, and it was incredibly powerful. Yeah. So.
Yeah, amazing, right?
Yeah,
This thing is,
no, it's unbelievable.
you know, like I'm not a big machine. Like on this farm, I think the girls can attune it. I mean, we really don't, there's no pills. The guests don't come in here and I'm like, here, take this little green, pill for this or, for that. I mean, we teach nature here to heal. Someone doesn't come in and I'm giving you acidophilus pills. I want you to walk barefoot and get the dirt in the bottom of your feet so you can get that good bacteria up into your GI tract, because it'll work its way up eventually in time. I'm not a big supplement person. It's nature heals. However, there are some things, I think, especially the sound with the gong and the bowls and light, that if people aren't tapping into enough, well, if there's some gadgets out there, there's a lot of science and some really high-end spirituality. You can get people to some high states of awareness. Why not use them? And we have them here now at the Farm of Life, and we have Tree of Life Tech to thank, and we really love you guys, really, for sure. Couple more things really quickly, though. I'll give you my experience, because I actually used this light rack. Farm Life, I've hurt my back pretty bad, and I actually used the light rack in Delray Beach with an acupuncturist called Dr. Tony Wilcox. And I had 2 sessions. One was 45 minutes, and the other one I did for a really long time just to see what would happen. I love to guinea pig myself. So if I blipped and just left the planet, then I might not want to do that long of a period of time for clients down here at Farm of Life. So I did 2 hours on the second one. I had really considered, because I hurt my back so bad, I really considered not doing energy work on people anymore, because maybe I wasn't doing a very good job clearing myself of the energies that were coming through me as I released someone else of the energy that they had. And I had really strongly considered, because of the excruciating pain that I've been in the last 5 months, to not do it anymore. And that really bothered me, because I really love the work that I do. And I feel that it's a gift to give. But at the expense of the pain that I was in, I thought maybe shut it down. But I did 2 sessions on this. The first session, I dropped into a deep meditation like Lacey, Jamie, and Sarah said, and a green light came into his session room, Dr. Tony's acupuncturist room, where he had this light rack set up. And the green light spoke to me, and the green light said, continue the work. And that was my first session with the gem light rack. And then I knew, I called Jody and I talked to her that night, right? And I was like, I have to continue the work. And so set me up, let me do Andrea's whole retreat. And she's like, you sure? Come on, you need to go in slower than that. And I was like, no, I'm gonna do the whole retreat. It's time to get back in. And then the second experience I had was 2 hours on his 5 crystal light rack. If you notice, this was 3 crystals. So at Tree of Life Tech, you can get the 3 crystal per lamp, you can get 4 crystal per lamp, you can get a 5 crystal per lamp. The 5 crystal per lamp was strong. It is a strong lamp. And about 20 minutes into that session, I just felt like I was being bathed in a white light. I kind of lifted up from my physical experience, from the matter of my body, and I just felt bathed in a white light for about an hour and a half. And that was just pure bliss, really. And so this machine absolutely works. So, man. And then also, you know what also the Tree of Life Tech sells? Which, of course, hold on a second, I'm going to get them. You can, look, you can get crystals anywhere. You really can, and you can probably get them cheaper. But there's one thing you need to be very careful with clear quartz crystals. Clear quartz is the best crystal to have. Why? Because clear quartz operates on all 7 chakras. It works on all of you, clear quartz. However, here's the drawback with clear quartz. If you have any lower vibrational thought or image in your mind, clear quartz, what did we just talk about? What do clear quartz do? Amplify. They store and amplify energy. So if I'm staring at the sun, and I'm like, I hate you! Well, now these crystals, if they aren't made with the Tree of Life technology, that's going to store the frequency of hate in them. And so what happens is Carly explained to me that crystals will get dirty over time, especially if you give them to people. Like, let's say I've been working with these, and then I'm like, oh, sure, here, Sarah, use it. And Sarah's like working, like she's really angry, and she's working through some things, but she's really ticked off. But the crystal's going to store it. It's going to store it, and then I give it to Jamie, and then Jamie's like, God, I feel like shit today. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Well, it's because you work with the crystals. Here's what Tree of Life Tech does. If you can take a look at this. They're gold tips right here on each of the clear quartz crystals. The gold tips increase the conductivity, the electrical conductivity, because I'm just energy, right? And the crystal is storing and amplifying energy, so it's using my energy. Now, these little, I don't know, what would you call this, Jody? Like in between these little columns? I guess let's call them a column. Here's what I did. I had a Skype interview with the Tree of Light Tech people. I had a Skype interview with them, and I told them that I wanted to hold these while I stared at the sun. And the only thing I wanted these crystals to store was the sun's light. That's it. Any lower vibration that may come through, right, and there always is, will get completely swept and cleared from these crystals. Why? Because in these little columns in the middle of these crystals are other stones, gems, rubies, sapphires.
It was like a list of like 100 things.
Yeah.
There was so much stuff in
She
there.
sent me a list.
It's like dust of everything.
And there's one that actually, one time at night, there was a phosphorescence stone in it. And one time it was pitch black at night. And Carly said that these might glow in the dark. And they glowed in the dark. That was awesome. These things actually glowed in the dark once because of all the other stones. Now, one particular stone that's in these 2 little columns in the middle of these clear quartz crystals is citrine. Citrine is a stone that completely sweeps and clears any lower vibration other than love and light, where we came from and where we're going to. That's it. And so that's why these crystals always, at the Tree of Life Tech, I don't know of any other company that does this, infuses their clear quartzes with things that sweep and clear and clean clear quartz crystals. But now what I can do is, I'm not worried about just holding these for myself. Now I can share them. So when I do energy work on people, they hold these crystals, and all it does is generates the sun's light. That's all it does.
And you charge it every morning first.
And I stare at the sun, I charge them, I put them in my hand chakras, I charge them up, and they vibrate. Boy, these things, they really, I mean, they go awesome, their vibration. And the shape is the Star of David, or a 6-sided hexagon, right? And the 6-sided hexagon is very similar to the flower of life. It's very similar. It's a very sacred geometric shape. The 6-sided hexagon is a shape that simply goes on forever and ever and ever. That's what's so beautiful about the hexagon. There is no end to it, which basically shows you your soul. That's what's so beautiful about it. Real quick, Jamie, anybody use these crystals? Anybody hold them, put them in your hand at all?
Yeah.
And feel anything?
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, what are your thoughts on these crystals?
I don't know very much about crystals, which is also cool because then you can experience for yourself that it's not just like you said, like snake oil, like, you know, this is real. You experience it for yourself, and you're like, oh yeah, this exists,
Yeah.
this works.
Mm-hmm.
So when I held them, I just felt after a minute or 2 in my hand, a light vibration going back and forth.
Yep.
So, yeah, like my hands were almost conscious, and I could feel the crystal in between.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why, again, when I had the interview with Tree of Life Tech, I was like, I want to be able to share these crystals, because a lot of times when you get crystals, you can only keep them for yourself. For that reason, they store and amplify energy, and you don't want someone else's energy in your field, right? But these things, the way Tree of Life Tech makes them, I have them specifically custom made. So if you guys like crystals, if you're an energy worker, you can get your crystals custom made, and they will never get dirty. They will never take on anyone else's energy. That's another thing Tree of Life Tech does. So, Jamie, Lacey, any comments on these crystals at all? Any?
I think that they definitely help the experience on the light rack.
Yeah.
When I put them in my hands and I'm on that table, I would say within a minute lose, I'm out of my body. Which
Yeah.
is really nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
It feels grounding. At the same time.
Ditto for Lacey over there.
Yeah, I've used them during a meditation, and even if you don't feel the subtle energy of the crystals, I think just having them in your hand are a really good reminder to remind yourself that you are love and that you are light. That's kind of how they've worked for me.
Cool. Very good. So, Tree of Life Tech, thank you so much. I know this video's gone on maybe a little bit too long, but I really wanted to thoroughly explain these two machines. If you come down here to Farm of Life, you have a great opportunity to use them. They're by donation only, so we do not charge. If someone wants to come down here and use the light rack, it's free, and these crystals are free, and I use them during my energy work. So again, if you come down here, you'll get the experience with this. And also, those of you out there that really want a gadget, I mean, I wouldn't put my, kind of my exclamation point or my signature on something if it didn't work. I'm a big nature person. I'm an elements person, air, water, earth, and sun. And I'm not a big gadget person at all. There's these gadgets you see here are really what we have. That's just about it. We have the gong. We have the Tibetan bowls. So using sound to heal the body, and sound just a lower frequency to light. We have the gem light rack that works really, really, really well. That was just based on guidance for me to get so that people could get help. So again, Tree of Life Tech, we love you. Those of you that are interested in any of these gadgets, the crystals, the gem rack, go to their website. You will not be sorry, I can tell you that. If you want to transform mind, body, and spirit, drop into meditations deeper, this kind of gadgetry is for you. And before we leave, I want to hit the gong for you. Here we go!